7 of the 8 KMAC schools are on the road for Week 3 of Friday Night Lights. As you can probably tell, you're watching the outlier tonight. The Danville Blue Devils return to Tough Street with a chip on their shoulder. They were upset on this field 7 days ago. Here they are again, looking for vengeance against a familiar foe. It's the 36th edition of Danville versus Lucas. The Cubs come in with just as much to prove. A win tonight could give us a much better idea of where they stand in the area, all the while sending the Devils back to the drawing board with KMAC play looming in Week 4. Who takes it tonight? Stay tuned. We'll find out together live and free on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Time now for your Knox Public Health pregame show, live and free on the OH Report. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff here from Tough Street Stadium, a place where Danville will host their second consecutive home game, this time against a familiar foe in the Lucas Cubs. Jonathon Langdon alongside Payton Colopy. Payton, just talk about what this matchup means, because we know that these two teams know each other pretty well.
Yeah, very well. Just like last week with Utica, Lucas has always been kind of one of those friendly rivals between them and Danville. Lucas is going to look to come in here and hopefully have the same result as Utica did last week against Danville, stopping the running game, able to hold them to just 51 yards rushing. Danville looking to bounce back after really upsetting loss in their opening home game on their brand new turf. They're going to be looking for a little bit of a revenge, and Lucas just happens to be the one standing in the way tonight.
Yeah, headed up by Jim Sweat in his second season. How about this for a 2-week stretch? You take on Hillsdale, who made it to the state championship in Division 7, and now you got the team that lost to Hillsdale the round prior. Tough 2-week stretch, but it's still all about RPO, and that is not the run-pass option over at Lucas. That is run people over. Their formations are something else.
Yeah, you mentioned playing Hillsdale last week. It is a tough 2-week stretch for them, but this Lucas Cubs team is very tough. They're always tough. They always have good, strong kids over there in Lucas. I don't see them having any type of doubt here tonight, thinking that they're going to come in here and kind of run over Danville like Utica did last week.
And one of those players that is strong, just like you said, that their culture has built, is Brady Guegold. He is actually the number 2 back, but he's been playing more like the number 1 back, 100-plus yards in both of his games so far this year.
Yeah, Lucas, another one of those small school teams, never really have a lot of numbers, but with the numbers that they have, they always have a lot of depth. Their second and third stringers always get a lot of time in these varsity games, and they always seem to play just as good as the first stringers. So really they never have a true starting lineup because of how deep they are at each position.
Let's talk about the Danville Blue Devils here tonight. Just the only team in the KMAC actually playing at home this week, which is unique. They're one of the 2 teams you'll see live and free on the OH Report tonight. Loudonville also going up against Hillsdale, who beat Lucas last week. But Danville under Coach Bloom, great success. However, last week was an anomaly. 15-game home winning streak in the regular season snapped.
Yeah, those winning streaks, you see it all the time at the college and pro level. The winning streaks don't really matter. You're going to lose eventually. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Danville's got to look to kind of forget about last week, have a little bit short-term memory, move on to this week, and continue on with the rest of their season, focusing on the challenge ahead.
Going to get to your player spotlight here in the moment, but the Blue Devils just about set to take the field, and here they go. Second home game of the year. First one didn't go how they would have liked it, so a chance to bounce back here against the Lucas Cubs tonight. Speaking of the Cubs and Danville, let's look at their schedule this year. Last non-conference game, really want to tune up before you play a tough Mount Gilead squad next week.
Yeah, what a tune-up Danville has this week. Going against the Lucas Cubs. Again, they lost last week to Hillsdale, but that does not show the type of team that Lucas is and always is. They're always tough, they're always strong, and they always seem to just have something that makes it special.
Keys to victory for Lucas coming into today. Of course, things didn't go their way, not scoring at all. It's going to be a tough task to do it against this Danville defense, but try to get an early lead and then also try to keep Wallace between the hashes, because that is exactly what Utica did to succeed last week.
Yeah, they definitely watched a lot of film from last week against Utica. They're going to be looking to, like you said, keep Wallace between the hashes, kind of contain him so they can avoid these big break plays that Wallace is known for. Even his little brother Briggs is known for these plays already as a freshman.
Keys to victory on the other side for Danville. Spread out your skill players. I think that's exactly what Hillsdale did to help win, because Lucas is a run offense. They're definitely not a passing defense, and that's what Danville's really tried to establish here in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Coach Duncan does a really good job with the defensive unit here at Danville. Something that always seems to be a little lacking for Danville's defense is the pass defense, and it's not a testament to their skill or anything. Teams are just able to make big plays.
And Danville will kick off to Lucas to start things off here tonight. And Amschurtz takes the return to the outside, breaks a tackle. It's a solid one past the 35-yard line, and that's where Lucas will start their first drive of the night. Want to take a second to thank our sponsors tonight, bringing you tonight's live and free coverage. Thanks to the Bottleneck Bar and Grill, Knox Public Health, the Killbuck Savings Bank, OhioHealth, TMS Plus Digital Marketing, Buckeye Horizon, and Rural First as well. We see the Lucas offense make their way out to the field, headed up by a sophomore, Carter Cox, who you're not going to see pass the ball very much, just 2 attempts last week.
Yeah, Lucas, we always called it football in a phone booth whenever I was in high school. They're foot-to-foot, double tight, double wing across the field. It's an interesting offensive style, but it works for them.
They lined up just like this last week on their first play against Hillsdale. You'll see that formation a lot. The first handoff goes to Tim Daley, who gains a solid 7 yards, it looks like.
That right there is a testament to how much this type of offense works for them. I don't know what it is about it, but they always seem to make it work, even making it to the state championship, I believe, in 2019 using this exact offense. 7-yard gain there. You're going to see a lot of that tonight with Lucas.
Yeah, it was a fun year for Richland County in football back in 2019 because not only Lucas made it to the state championship, Mansfield Senior did as well. So it was a very fun time if you lived in the Richland County area for football in 2019. Looking for shades of that this year as we see Daley get knocked out of bounds where it looks like it's behind the line of scrimmage. Could be a loss of 1.
Yeah, that right there is basically the same play that they just ran on the first play from scrimmage. It's just a quick toss to the wing back on the right side. He's trying to cut it up in between the tight ends. Danville's able to make him bounce out. He had help there on the outside of the box there and was able to push him out of bounds for, I believe you said, a 1-yard loss.
Well, how about Nolan Ridgway getting things started defensively? The quarterback on the offensive side had 1 tackle last week, and there he already has 1 for a loss. 3rd down and 4, trying to pave their way forward. Lucas is going to end up short right at the 45.
It's an interesting formation that Coach Duncan has tonight, running just looks like a 4-3 with a walked up, an extra outside linebacker. Typically, he likes to try to get somebody over top of the center. He must have seen something different in film this year that makes him think that they can run this type of defense. So far, it's working pretty good for him.
It's making them think could go for it on 4th down, and that's exactly what they do. Carter Cox shoves forward and even gets some more yards than I thought he was gonna, and he gets into Blue Devil territory.
That right there, Lucas just kind of showing their muscle there a little bit. All it is just a simple quarterback sneak. Running backs come directly behind the quarterback, give him a little extra push, and they're able to get the first down. Lucas is very good at those types of short yardage plays.
Coach Sweat for Lucas said that this team offensively did good things. It's just they couldn't finish. They moved the ball well. They could not finish and get points on the board. It was a very similar story for Utica, Danville's opponent last week, as we see Lucas gain some more yards, as we see that offensive line putting in work to push their backs forward.
That right there, they went with a little trickery with the reverse. It's hard to see it with Lucas's offense just because how bunched up they are at the line of scrimmage. It's hard to notice these types of things. But there you saw a reverse just with the wing backs, able to get, looks like 4 yards on the play. And last week, even though they couldn't get anything finished against Hillsdale, Hillsdale is just such a tough defense, such a tough team to play against.
Daley pushes forward. Payton will finally bring him down past the 40 of Danville, and that will be a first down right at that first down marker. So TMS Plus Digital Marketing first down, first one of the night, or second one of the night for Lucas. Payton, I know you're an offensive lineman back at Danville. I know you like Danville's offensive playbook, but how do you think you would have done playing with Lucas?
Danville playing Lucas tonight takes me back my senior year. We played Lucas here at home, the number 1 team in the state, Lucas number 2 team in the state. Everybody was essentially calling that the state championship for 2015. Played offensive line that night. My junior year, played defense against Lucas. It's always fun playing on the line against them. Looks like they get just a 3 or 4 yard gain there.
Yeah, so that was Guegold, Brady Guegold, our player spotlight with his first carry.
Like I was saying, playing against Lucas as an offensive defensive lineman, it's always a fun game. you're hitting somebody every single play. You're getting hit by multiple people every single play. It's an interesting offense to prepare against. I always loved prepping for Lucas because of how fun the game was and how much slowed down it was with their offense.
And it looks like we're going to see a flag here, a false start.
Right there, that's something that Lucas tries to do. It seems like every week they try to do this double motion kind of thing here. The wing back will start to go in motion, then go back in position there to draw the defensive line offsides. Able to get him that time with, looks like number 54, Owen Gromberg, jumping offsides.
Yeah, so it's actually going to be an offside call, move things up in favor of the Cubs. We'll show you that again. Oh, it was a motion from Daley, and yeah, Gromberg jumped because he thought that was the false start.
Yeah, that was something we worked on a lot whenever we were playing them when I was in high school, because they've been doing that for years. They even run this type of offense down in the junior high and even the Colt football level.
Guegold pushes forward for another first down for Lucas, and now the question mark comes up for Lucas, where they played against Hillsdale. They drove down the field on the first drive, but came up empty because short field, things did not seem to really open up for Lucas. They're going to be looking to change some things up. We'll see what they did in practice this week.
Yeah, Lucas seems to be kind of attacking these defensive ends. Maybe they saw something on film from last week. Maybe they don't think the defensive ends are quite as strong as years past for Danville. Haven't really done much up the middle tonight. They're going to be starting to work on that a little as they get closer to the red zone.
Cock, snap, toss, Daley approaching the 20-yard line. He'll be down at the 22.
Again, this Lucas offense, it's very simple. It's very bunched up, but they're strong. It works for them. They're essentially just running the same play back and forth, right side, left side, right side, left side. But this offense is so strong in the way that they run it and how long they've been running it, it just works for them.
So 2nd down and 5. We got halfway to the first down marker on that play. Cox gets everybody settled here for the Cubs. Takes the snap, toss yet again. Daley, he's got some daylight past the 20. And that will make it 3rd down and short. Payton, I know that Danville already had a rough week of practice just simply coming off of the loss, but I feel for the offensive and defensive line for the Blue Devils because I know practice was extra tough playing against Lucas.
Yeah, playing against Lucas, like I said earlier, it's always a tough game playing against them. But with how they run their offense and how strong their defensive unit always is, it's always an interesting week of practice for the line of scrimmage over at Danville.
We're already halfway through this first quarter. Nice little trickery for the first down. Guegold gains the yardage. Take a look at this play again. You're going to see Daley take it and just immediately give it off.
Yeah, that's the same reverse that we saw right around midfield that they ran, just going the opposite direction. Again, Lucas essentially running the same play over and over this drive, just switching the direction that they're going.
And just to continue talking about this Lucas offense, we're already halfway through the first quarter. My favorite part about it is that most of the time your lead blocker is the quarterback. So they're not getting away with any lazy offense, not going into block.
Yeah, no, the quarterback for Lucas's offense has always got his nose in the game. He's always sticking his head in, trying to lay down a block for his running backs. And that's something that I like about their offense. Their quarterbacks definitely cannot be scared of contact.
A couple yards gained yet again. The 3 yards in a cloud of dust phrase could have used it multiple times here in this first drive for Lucas as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first.
Yeah, it looks like right there they handed it off right up the middle, right to the fullback, able to get a couple of yards. Like I said, in this red zone, they're going to start working the middle a little bit more after they got the defensive line kind of spread out. See the defensive line actually switching their positions into the B gap.
Another toss to Daley, looking for the outside. He's inside the 5, it appears. And that would be good enough for a first down, but no, they'll mark him short. Looks like about the 6.
Yeah, it looks like 6. Again, it's just a quick toss play to Daley to lined up on the right side, going out to the left, trying to stretch out the defensive line just a little more so they can punch it in right up the middle, hopefully get a score.
Just feels like our play-by-play and analysis is going to get repetitive a little bit here against Lucas.
It is very repetitive against Lucas. It is every year.
Cox under center yet again. Same formation as they've used all drive. Finello, the fullback dive. Looks like they have the first.
Yeah, that right there, that was just a good play by the defensive line. You can't ever see anything that happens in the interior of that line of scrimmage, but they were able to get the whole kind of plugged up there. You see a defensive player there clear at the bottom of the pile, and that's kind of what that nose guard position is intended for against Lucas. They're almost never going to make a play, but they're just there to plug up the hole and force Lucas to bounce it out.
4:16 to go and counting. Here's the toss. Daley looking for the end zone. Does he have it? He shifts forward. And they'll mark him, it looks like, at the half-yard line.
Yeah, he tried spinning out of a tackle. Looks like he might have lost the ball momentarily. But I think he was able to hold on to it or at least fall back on it. The refs, I think, mark him down at the half-yard line. So they're definitely going to just try to, that quarterback sneak again. They're just going to try to push their way into the end zone here.
Second down and goal at the 1. Cox, is it going to be a sneak? No, it'll be a toss. Daley, untouched to the end zone. Hold off. There is a flag.
I mean, why not go back to Daley? It's been working the whole drive. They're stretching out the defensive line. Might as well give it to the man that's made it work the whole drive. Looks like a holding on Lucas. That's going to pull him back 5 yards. Coach Sweat's not going to be very happy about that.
Yeah, that was something that plagued them a lot in the last game, too. We'll show you this replay again. Or for the first time here on this play.
And that is an amazing call. I can't even tell where the hold is at. Like I said, you can't see anything in the interior of that line of scrimmage, but the refs were able to spot it and pull at the flag and made the call.
Lucas, in their last game against Hillsdale, had 11 penalties for 86 yards. Definitely not a good day in the office, and this is not the great start that you wanted. Toss, another misdirection. Guegold takes 5 defenders to tackle him inside the 2.
Guegold right there. He was hit up high. Looks like maybe number 13 for Danville, and was able to just keep his legs driving down. Looks like another 2 or 3 yards on that play. You can't tackle these guys up high. They're so strong in the lower half of their body that they're just going to run over you all night long.
Yeah, good tackle by Parker Proper as we go under 3 minutes now here for third down and goal. Lucas did not score at all last week. We're going to turn the tide here at Tough Street. They'll go up the middle. Finello, is he there? He is not.
Danville able to make this stop there on third down. Looks like they're going to spot him down again at the 1 or just inside. Lucas is most likely going to go for it here, going to risk it on fourth down, because even if they don't get it, Danville's getting the ball back on their own 1 or half-yard line. That's tough field position no matter how good your offense is, no matter what type of offense you have. You got the crowd down here trying to get the stands and everybody fired up for this play.
Cox takes a snap. Toss Daley. He's in. Touchdown, Lucas. A 10-minute drive ends with 6.
Again, why not go back to Daley? He's kind of ran all over this Danville defense so far on this drive. Might as well give it to him, let him finish off the drive, and end with a score.
So Daley, the toss, just like he scored the first touchdown, but a hold took it off. They were able to go back to it on fourth down, and it's 6-0 Cubs. Opening drive success.
Yeah, that was good. Good opening drive for Lucas. Already taking 10 minutes off the clock. That's something that they're very good at.
And the extra point is through as well, so that'll make it 7-0 in favor of Lucas. Take a look at that touchdown one final time, thanks to OhioHealth. Before we take a break, Tim Daley walks it in for 6, live and free on the OH Report.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
So Lucas will kick things off after a successful 10-minute drive. Results in a touchdown. Nolan Ridgway will scoop up this squib kick and take it to the 34-yard line as he will lead his troops offensively for the first time here in this game.
Yeah, that kick there, just like you said, a quick squib kick, trying to get a good bounce in their favor, maybe bounce off of one of the Danville return men. That right there just shows the confidence that Coach Sweat has in his defensive unit. He doesn't really care where the other team is starting out on the field. He's confident that they're going to be able to make the plays that they need and make the stops.
We'll start out in an I formation for the Blue Devils. Under center is Nolan Ridgway. The back is Siren Wallace. He bobbles the first handoff, dives for it, and gets there to keep the possession alive. My goodness.
That is something that Cy is not going to want to do tonight. Lucas seems to be a magnet for the ball, but Cy able to use the speed to catch up to the ball right there and recover it. Got a 4-yard gain out of it. A 5-yard gain, my apologies.
So good show of athleticism just to get the ball back, and maybe some jitters early on in this game after sitting for 10 minutes on the sideline. Wallace will take this to the outside, gets past the line of scrimmage. He's got a first down. He's hit outside, hard out of bounds, but he does move the chains.
Yeah, right there. That's something that Danville's going to look to do all night long. That was Cox making the big play there on the sidelines there to get Cy out of bounds. Danville's going to look to stretch out their defensive line just like Lucas is doing. Again, the interior of the line, even for Lucas's defensive front, is so strong. Danville's going to be looking to use Cy and Briggs' athleticism all night on them, thinking that they're going to be faster than them.
Siren last week, 13 rushes, 77 yards, most of which came in the third quarter. He was shut down in the first half against Utica. He'll act as a blocker here for Ridgway, who rolls to the right, and he has Mosier. Goes right off of the hands. He didn't make a catch last week, so trying to get back fresh into the offense. Chris Mosier bobbles that one.
Mosier was in a good position for that. Was looking for the ball. Looks like he just didn't get his hands up in time. It's kind of uncharacteristic for Mosier to have those types of drops. Him being a junior, he's been not really a star player for this offense, but he's always been there. He's been making plays. Again, just very uncharacteristic for him to drop that pass.
Yeah, no touches last week offensively. He did have 7 tackles on the defensive side. He sits in the slot right now near side. Wallace takes the handoff from the shotgun, and he'll get 1 yard. And that'll bring up third down.
Wallace on the carry.
Looks like just a read play there for Danville. Nolan Ridgway probably reading the backside defensive end, seeing what he was going to do, if he was going to come upfield to make the play on him, or if he's going to shoot flat down the line to try to chase down Cy from behind. Able to get the handoff, and Cy really not having anywhere to go on that.
30 seconds to go. Could be the last play of the first quarter. Wallace near side sidecar. Motion man is Briggs Wallace. Snap goes to Ridgway. He'll roll to his right yet again. Doesn't have much. He'll go down the field looking for Wes Payne, the senior. It'll be just out of reach for him. And with 5 seconds left on the clock, That will force a Danville punt that will likely end this quarter.
Yeah, it's kind of hard starting off your first offensive drive of the game with a 2-minute drill, essentially. Ridgway just trying to get some yardage downfield so they're not in a punting situation. They keep the ball going into the second quarter, try to finish off the drive, but an unsuccessful pass just over the head of Payton brings up a 4th and 9. They're going to punt.
Ridgway leads the KMAC in punting so far, 44 yards per punt. This one will bounce inside the 15. It'll roll inside the 10 to the 5, and that's where it'll stop at the 4-yard line. Nice punt. Zeros on the clock. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Lucas, 1 possession. Danville, 1 possession. It's 7-0 Cubs here on the OH Report.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
And welcome back live and free from Tough Street Stadium. You see the Danville Blue Devils just about set to go back on the defensive side of things. One of 2 KMAC games tonight on the OH Report. Let's take a look across the league. Danville, of course, taking on Lucas, down 7-0 right now. East Knox 0-2, headed to Colonel Crawford, another tough team. That'll be tough for them to get a win in non-conference with that matchup. Fredericktown plays Utica, the team that took down Danville last week, and then you see the rest of the board. Hillsdale up against Loudonville, and a surprising matchup of 2 2-0 teams. But Loudonville sits there right now, and they've got a big test elsewhere on the OH Report.
Coach Honebarger making things work for Loudonville this year. Hopefully he'll be able to continue that success throughout the season.
First handoff here for Lucas does not appear to get much. So the Cubs, if you're just joining us, took that first quarter down. We sit at 7:22, and we're already here in the second frame.
Gain of about 2 yards where he's brought down.
10-minute drive resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, Lucas just eating up the entire first quarter. It's hard on offenses to score when you're only left with 2 minutes to hold the ball onto. Danville able to make the stop on that last play there.
Toss out here for Stutz. My mistake on that pronunciation. Anschutz gets a few yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4, however. This is a big play if you're Danville. You really need to get the football back because you didn't do much offensively on that first drive.
Yeah, both of those plays there, whatever they talked about on the sidelines there between quarters, they figured something out. Coaches were seeing, the players were seeing on the field. Hopefully they're able to continue making these kinds of stops and force Lucas into punting situations and get the ball back in the offense's hands.
3rd down and 4. The toss is yet again to Anschutz. And it looks like he may be stopped. Yes, just a 2-yard gain. It'll be 4th down and 3.
Anschutz there looking to just follow behind his right tackle there on the line. The defense was able to come in from behind, able to wrap him up, take him down. And like I said, that right there is what Danville's going to need to do all night long. They have to control the line of scrimmage in order to have a chance against this Cubs team.
So here comes the punt team. Blue Devils have 2 back. Briggs Wallace, near side, far side Wesley Payne. They're sitting right at midfield right now.
From Brady Guegold.
10 minutes and counting left here in the second quarter. Brady Guegold will punt it away. And it's shanked. This one's going to bounce at the 25. It takes a Lucas bounce and goes all the way to the 35. So crisis averted somewhat for Lucas, as this was not a good kick, plain and simple, but it did take a fortunate bounce.
Hey, you can tell they're just like Utica last week. They're doing everything that they can to avoid getting the ball inside Wallace and Wesley Payton's hands, because they know how dangerous those two are when they are in control of the ball. Trying to keep it away from them. Punt kind of comes off the foot a little weird. Doesn't get the bounce or the kick that he wants. Danville ends up with great field position on the Lucas 35-yard line.
Ridgway scans with his receivers. He's got 4 wide. Mosier in the sidecar near side. Snap will be a quick throw. Aiden Mickley makes the catch, looks to gain some yards, but that secondary was all over him.
A little bit of a low pass. Mickley had to go down to get it. If Ridgway was able to get that up, hit him on the numbers, Payne had 4 or 5 yards of green grass, green turf ahead of him. He could have easily made a decent play off of that.
Still getting used to saying turf here, right?
It is. It's a beautiful stadium. They did a really good job here in Danville. I'm just so used to the grass feel of the game.
I got a story after this play. 2nd down and 9. Mosier in the sidecar again. 3 receivers near side. Fake handoff to Mosier. Ridgway will keep it himself. He'll turn to the outside. Near side hashes. Not going to be much of a gain. Probably 2, but I showed my roommate a picture of the new turf field, and his first comment, he doesn't know football very well, but his first comment was Detroit Tigers center field and just the little green Arizona State pitchfork. So he goes to other things other than Danville.
Yeah, Danville's always kind of been accused of stealing logos from the Tigers and the Sun Devils.
3rd down here, need to get a big gain. Ridgway rolls to his right. Clean blocks. Pass, however, not able to get to Mickley. That'll make it 4th down, so that looks to be a 3 and out. But they are in kind of that go-for-it range. It will be tough, though, trying to get 8 yards.
Yeah, knowing Coach Bloom, he's kind of 50-50 on these types of situations. Being at the 33-yard line of Lucas, looks like they're going to go for it here. But Coach Bloom's definitely also been known to punt in these types of situations, try to pin the other team's offense deep.
I like this decision. 4th down and 8. They're going to try and go for this. Ridgway takes it, drops back, looks for a screen. Wallace, they're going to let him do some work. Wallace cut off at the 30. Big hit from Anthony Finello. Is going to get him short, and Lucas gets the ball back.
Just a little slip screen here to Sai coming out of the backfield. He could have cut it in. He had 2 offensive linemen right there in front of him making a good block there on Finello. But he saw the Lucas defenders coming from the backside to help out. There wasn't really anywhere for him to go. Took a big shot from Finello, and Lucas is going to take over the ball on 1st down here.
Not a bad effort from Danville on that 4th down and long situation. Just did not end up working out on the screenplay. So Lucas will break the huddle. You'll see them go in that. Oh, no, they're going to change it up just a little bit. The receiver far side, Brady Guegold, forcing Payne away from the middle. They'll move him into motion, and he'll end up getting the football, but he slips.
Looks like just a late motion there by Guegold. Quarterback must not have signaled it right or messed up the snap timing. Maybe a little bobbled pass, but Guegold's getting tripped up, looks like by his own quarterback. And looks like a 3-yard loss for Lucas.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 13. Ball on the Lucas 26-yard line. 7-0 in favor of the away side here tonight. This will be a toss. Daley holds on to it. He scored the first touchdown as he nears the 30 to make it 3rd down.
Yeah, Lucas going back to their base offense look. They're switching it up a little bit on the last play with the shotgun. They don't do that very often. Obviously, it didn't work for them on that last play. Going back to their base offense, able to make up a couple of those yards back. And now they're sitting at a 3rd and 9 situation. Hopefully, they're gonna look to probably try to toss the ball again, maybe make up some of those extra yards. that they lost on that last play.
Third down and long. This is exactly where Danville wants to be. Toss to Guegold. He'll try to ride forward, but the Blue Devils make the stand, and we'll see another punt out of the out of the Cubs.
Danville defensive line able there to make the stop. Looks like the junior Silas Miser, number 52, was at the bottom of the pile, maybe made initial contact there. Able to stick him up just enough to let his friends come in and help him out. Able to make the stop for just a 1-yard gain. We're looking at a 2-yard gain, Looking at a 4th and 7. Lucas not wanting to punt, but they're kind of forced to in this situation.
Fun game so far. We see another punt out of Lucas here in the second quarter. And Guegold gets it off in the direction of Briggs Wallace. He'll try to return it. He'll take it near side. Juke out 1, juke out 2, juke out 3. Tries to get to the outside, and he will.
Big block there by Aiden Mickley. Oh, they're going to throw the flag.
Well, right at the end. Wallace is going to keep on running. It's a real good return from the freshman, and he's got daylight to the end zone. But hold everything, folks. There is a flag.
Big block
came
there.
About the Lucas 40.
Yeah, big block there by Aiden Mickley coming in the backside and really opened everything up for Briggs Wallace there on that play. Referee looked like he might have thought it was a block in the back, maybe just a blindside blocking call, but that touchdown is going to be erased and it's going to come back.
Very heartbreaking here for Danville. They thought they had something to cling on to, but it'll have to wait for now. We'll show you the replay again, brought to you by OhioHealth. But how about this elusiveness from Briggs Wallace, the freshman?
That right there, that's what I was talking about last week. Amazing athlete, has incredible agility.
Looks like Proper is going to get called for the hold. You saw it on the left side of the screen when it happened. And this moves that Danville back all the way to the 20, their own 20, that is.
Yeah, that right there just shows Briggs' elusiveness, just like his older brother, Cy. Coach Bloom's got something special in the backfield with those two being back there. And both of them very young, Cy only being a sophomore, Briggs a freshman. Bloom's going to use them a lot in the years to come.
So first down and 10, what should have been a touchdown in the eyes of many Danville fans here, turned into not the greatest field position. Looks like we're going to see a football swap. Center didn't like it.
Yeah, it looked like the referee still had Lucas's ball out there. The center, Austin Adair, noticing it, calling it out to the ref, able to get their own ball on the field.
Under center goes Ridgway. First down and 10 from the 21 of the Blue Devils. Wallace gets the carry, and he will shove his way forward past the 25-yard line, so a gain of 4.
Good hard run for Wallace there. Just coming up the middle. Things kind of opened up there for a second. Had to lower his shoulder to get those tough extra yards, but it looks like he got a 5-yard gain, looking at a 2nd and 5 here. And Danville's going to be looking to try to get their own offensive stretch going on this drive here.
Tight formation for 2nd down and 5. 5 minutes to go here in half number 1. Lucas leads 7-0. Snap, give Wallace near side. He'll break it outside the hashes, and he is eaten up. Cannot go much where else. Looks like it'll be a gain of 2 on the tackle by Cooper Day, the junior.
Yeah, he's trying to make a cut there, trying to follow his lead blocker. Proper, it looks like, who's his lead blocker. Yeah, the defender able to mix it up just enough to slow Wallace down, able to grab hold of him and keep him to just a 2-yard gain.
3rd down and 3 after getting some of it on 2nd. Ridgway RPO finds West Payne up the middle. That's what you're looking for out of Danville. There's the first completion of the day past the line of scrimmage for Nolan Ridgway.
Yeah, Payton kind of having to go up to get that. It's a dangerous way to catch the ball over the middle, but luckily Payton didn't really have anybody around him, able to bring it down and tripped up almost immediately, getting the Danville first down here.
Can we see Danville move the ball like they did on their first drive against Utica? We have not seen production like that since that moment. 4 receivers. Ridgway looking back. He's going to take it deep, looking for the freshman. Parker Proper tries to make a catch, cannot do it. Danville fans want a flag. You'll get to see it again, and you can be the referee at home.
Yeah, Danville sidelines looking for defensive holding here on Proper. It looks like he did have a little bit of his jersey. Ref didn't think it was enough to really hinder his ability to catch that ball, so the flag was never pulled. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Danville.
But you got to love the trust that you see from Nolan Ridgway throwing that ball to a freshman near side. Just right to the sideline, even getting close to double coverage, you still trust your guys to make that sort of play.
Yeah, Ridgway is going to have to trust these younger guys. It's a young team in general. He's going to have to give them a chance to make a play and make a name for themselves.
Wallace tries to use his speed, zooms past the first man, but the second catches up to him. Tim Daley, the tackle.
And Daley able to just barely grab hold of his jersey and hold on long enough for him to kind of spin out of bounds there.
3rd down and 6 for the Blue Devils.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 here, just a 4-yard gain on that.
Payton will come off. Looks like Ashton Spalding is the new man into the game.
And Spalding lining up in the fullback position in the I formation.
3rd down and 6. Ball in the Danville 44. They're going to go right back to Wallace. Wallace jukes one man, spins away, but that strength from Lucas keeps him from the first down marker. He's 2 yards short.
Yeah, again, looks like he was just trying to spin out of a tackle. Lucas able to hold on to his jersey long enough for Daley and Anchess to come in, clean up the play. Going to bring up a 4th and 2 for Danville.
And here come the big boys.
Yeah, I'm not surprised here. Bloom's bringing in the heavy package we like to call. Going to try to muscle their way for a first down here, just like Lucas did at the beginning of the game.
Big stacked line.
Running a bit of a wishbone here. Correction, just 2 big guys in at fullback. Ridgway having to bounce it outside, though.
And I don't think he got it.
They have him spotted 1 yard short. It's going to bring up first down for Lucas. What a big stop by that defensive front.
How about the stand? Ridgway tried to take it outside where his blockers weren't. Lucas was faster to the line to gain. And that is now 3 drives now where Blue Devils are taken up short. They had 2 3-and-outs. They were able to get 1 first down on that last drive, but ultimately could not get past midfield.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting there for Coach Bloom. Thought he had the first down there. Wasn't able to make the play. He had his heavy package in, thinking he'd be able to muscle his way in. The interior of the Lucas defensive line, able to stuff up the middle. Ridgway having to bounce it out, and then the linebackers coming in to clean it up.
Daley stuffed. Good start for the defense on Danville's side.
Again, that's the junior Silas Miser stepping up in the middle of that line of scrimmage.
Correction, Guegold on the carry.
Able to grab a hold of Guegold, start pushing him back, let his friends there on the defense come in, give a little extra shove. Going to stuff him for no gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 here.
I'll shout out a couple comments here on the OH.REPORT. Brenda cheering on Danville. Daniel Stotts cheering on the Cubs. Sheila also cheering on Danville. And then Billy and Joyce and Patty cheering on the Cubs. Leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from.
Just quick pass out to the right.
And eating that up is Danville. It'll be a big loss in favor of the Devils.
Looks like every single Danville defender there got a hat on the ball, able to get some type of hand on him. Didn't really have anywhere for him to go.
Yeah, Elliot Holt was the first one to kind of break up that play.
We got a Danville defender down on the field here.
So down goes a Blue Devil. And they're going to check on him. We'll take time here to go to commercial break. We will return Lucas 3rd down and long when we come back on the OH Report.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
And we're coming back. Injury not looking great out on the field. Jacob Byers being attended to. Danville huddled up in support of their guy. Lucas, a couple of groups huddled up. And just waiting on it. Looks like the squad's going to have to come out and attend to Jacob. Jacob was fantastic here these first couple of weeks. Last week he had a team-high 20 tackles against Utica. That's 18 more than he had in week one, so the week-to-week improvement, he was probably the biggest jump in that. But we see, again, Danville grouped up together right now, just kind of taking a moment to hope everything's okay with him.
Yeah, you never want to see these types of injuries on any team. It's always hard to see players go down on the field, with it being Jacob Byers, big part of this defense, filling in for his brother from last year. Going to be a big hit to the defensive game plan. We're going to be thinking about him, hoping the injury's not too serious and this is all just a precaution.
Have not seen a whole lot of movement from Byers on the turf. He's flat on his stomach, and
And
like the
that
stretcher's coming out.
and that could just be a preventative measure in case there is some type of injury that isn't seen or isn't obvious. They're going to try to move him as little as possible until they get him to the hospital to check out what's going on. They're going to try to keep him from moving anything just in case the injury isn't worse than what we might initially think.
So we're going to take one more break, praying for the best with Jacob Byers as he's taken away from the field, and we should resume play here shortly. We'll take one more break here on the OH Report.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
They are carting away Jacob as we speak. We want to once again just lift up our prayers for him and his family who are supporting him through this. They were out on the field attending with him. He is being taken off on a stretcher right now. He'll be taken to the hospital. Jacob Byers. The sophomore. And Danville going to run, get the legs loose after that extended timeout. Both teams kind of getting back into things after a real freak incident that just happened on the field.
Yeah, again, like you said, lifting our thoughts and prayers up for Jacob and his family there. As a parent, you never want to see those types of things. We saw his dad, Josh Byers Sr., down on the field checking on his son. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully it's not a serious injury, and this is all just a precaution.
As we do have a slight delay with a minute 59 to go here in the first half, want to bring up, we talked about the KMAC games going on at the moment. Also want to bring in the KMAC standings as they stand right now. Do not scratch your eyes. You do see Loudonville in second place there after an 0-10 season last year. Fredericktown sits atop, just alphabetically. That's how these standings are organized when it comes to record and stuff. But arguably, in my opinion, the two top teams in this league sit 1-1 right now in Centerburg and Danville.
Yeah, the records at the beginning of the season for any team never really shows how the season's going to go for the rest of the year. Only 2 weeks into the season. Danville coming off of a tough loss last week against Utica. They're definitely a strong team. They're going to be fighting for the top spot here in the KMAC again this year, like they almost always are. Centerburg, again, looking for another conference championship out of the season as well.
So when we come back and continue play, it'll be third down, and I believe it was 16 for Lucas. So barring anything crazy, a punt's likely going to happen. We're going to see Danville take the ball back on offense. But before that happens, note number 66 for the Blue Devils. He will come in place of Jacob Byers. The freshman Jake Karn is going to be stepping up into a big role against some big fellas in the front for Lucas. So he's thrown right into the fire here in non-conference play after a real tough injury that Danville kind of has to sit on here the rest of this game.
Karn, even though he's a freshman, he's a tough kid. I've known him most of his life. I played with his older brother Seth during my time in high school. Another tough kid, Seth was. I don't see any issues with him stepping in to fill that empty hole that was left there by Byers getting carted off. Again, want to give our prayers to Jacob and his family, and hoping that this potential injury is not very serious, and hoping he's going to be able to come back a little later in the season.
Lucas and Danville here from Tough Street Stadium in week 3 of the football season, both at 500. About a 5-minute delay, or a 5-minute time for both teams to kind of warm up after a little bit more of an extended delay to the injury is going to get us going again. These two teams sit right at 500. Lucas, a big win against Plymouth in week 1. Not so big win, in fact, a big loss last week against Hillsdale. And then Danville, kind of the same thing, not as big of margins in those games, but week 1 they were able to take down Worthington Christian. They saw their offense really succeed in that game, and then they kind of came to a standstill when they came here to play at home against Utica, scoring just 8 points. That came in the second quarter. They were shut out for 3 quarters against the Utica squad that just simply doesn't happen against, as they're going to try to get their offense going, pending a third down and long as we resume play. Lucas with the possession, and that's not a great start for Danville, as it looks like I believe Fehrenbaugh is going to jump off sides.
Yeah, it's a mistake that the defensive line never wants to make, obviously. Just helping the Lucas offense out here. Give them an unnecessary 5 yards with how dangerous this offense is. You cannot give them any type of free room because they're going to take advantage of it.
But in defense, these two teams have been sitting for a while. Lucas nearly got Danville to jump again. Couple of snap counts. Cox trying to take advantage and move them a little closer.
Yeah, they're going to run the play clock down, just call a timeout here, trying to get them an extra 5 yards to help out the offensive unit a little bit. Not able to get it going. Defensive line really staying disciplined on that play.
That's a smart play, too. Just look at the head nods here from QB for Lucas, Carter Cox.
Yeah, trying to make something very obvious for them to kind of get their nerves out to jump because they want to get the play started. They want to get to hitting the other team. And, again, credit to the defensive line there for Danville, staying disciplined on that play, not falling for the jump there.
Let's take a look at Lucas's schedule. It's an interesting one. Of course, they've been independent, no conference for over a decade now, and that's going to change next year when they join the Northern 10. But this year, definitely a free-for-all when it comes to scheduling. They played Plymouth at home. They went to Hillsdale. They came to Danville. Those are the shorter trips. But then you've got Elgin, Amanda Clear Creek. Reynolds is in Pennsylvania as we see 3rd down and 11, and Lucas will not get there. It looks like there's a flag as well.
Yeah, I didn't quite see where the flag came in at. Right there, they're just trying to get some extra yardage, maybe pin Danville down a little deeper in their own field position. Just a sideline call on Lucas.
Yeah, so that's going to move them back.
Penalty against the Cubs.
And it is after the result of the play, so it should be 4th down.
Now, typically with these sideline calls, the team is warned ahead of time before a penalty is actually thrown. So somebody on the Lucas sidelines must have been warned at some point, and we missed it. But going to take away that 5-yard penalty that they already got to get the 3rd and 11 and kind of erase it there.
Well, they said it was 3rd down over the PA. If that's the case, they should have done the 5 yards from the 3rd and 11 spot, which right now it's acting as just a 3-yard penalty. But if they took it from that original spot, should it not be 4th down? No, they're going to pick it up and move it back a couple extra yards, and they're going to make it 3rd down.
Yeah, going to take it right back to that original line of scrimmage. They're at the 3rd and 16 here at the 45-yard line. And looks like the refs just need to talk about that, clear it up, and Lucas is going to come back up to the line of scrimmage. Hopefully going to make up those yards again that they already got. But
I got to talk to this officiating crew. I got here extra early today, Peyton, because I wanted to make sure everything was set up. I got to talk to some of the officials, and a lot of them were excited to be at this game because they're from the area. They know Lucas and Danville are historic schools in Division 7 and I guess Division 4, 5, whatever it was before the expansion. But some locals, and they understand greatness, and that's what these two programs have.
Yeah, both programs, very historic programs, very well known across the state, even into some of the surrounding states. They know who Danville and Lucas are. Both very strong, again, friendly rivals, but it's always a fun game. Watching this, playing in this game, big rivalry between both schools. There's a little bit of animosity on both sides, but it always comes to a good, friendly, sportsmanlike ending at the end of the night every year.
Well, we're back to 3rd down and 16. We were here what feels like 2 minutes ago as Coach Bloom is still talking with one of these officials about the spot of the ball, and now we're going to see a timeout from Lucas as we've been held up here for the last 2-3 minutes since that last play.
Lucas there, 2nd of the half.
Yeah, those long breaks in the game for injury timeouts, sometimes it's not just the players that need to warm up. The refs need to warm up as well, a mental warm up. Some mistakes happen. These referees are human. Mistakes happen. So they're going to talk it out, figure out what is going on, and resume play here very quickly.
I want to shout out all of you watching live and free. It's always fun when we get to double dip on the teams that we typically cover. Lucas and Danville, 182 strong listening on Facebook today.
Hey, you mentioned the Hillsdale and Loudonville game earlier. It's actually in halftime right now. Hillsdale up 14-0. Bit of a surprise for pretty much everybody with how good Hillsdale is, how many seniors they brought back from last year's state runner-up campaign. You kind of expected a blowout, but this is a different Loudonville team this year. Hannebarger's got something working out there in Loudonville, able to put a good 2-game stretch so far together and looking to continue his success.
Finally get to 3rd down and 16, and it's a pretty big gain. Daley working for the first down marker. He's going to be close. He will not get there, but that great gain is likely going to allow Lucas to go for this on 4th down.
Yeah, Daley, just a good hard run up the middle. Able to kind of lower his shoulder there into, I can't tell who that is, looks like the Danville safety. But able to push his way and kind of bully his way up to looks like the 42-yard line for Danville, bringing up a 4th and 3. Probably going to hand it off to him again to get this 1st down.
Good rush for Daley. Haven't said his name in a while simply because we've had some delays after delays here in this game in the 2nd quarter, and we're going to see Lucas call their 3rd and final timeout as they run the clock all the way down to 39 seconds.
Yeah, Danville's going to have to kind of grit their teeth here on this 4th and 3 to make the stop, get the ball back in the defense's hands. Lucas could potentially just punt the ball away, try to pin Danville deep with only 39 seconds left in the half, try to almost get them out of the half and take the 7-0 lead. But again, Danville looking to make the stop here. Going to try to get it as best field position as they can, give their offense some time or some chance to make a play and finally get some points on the board. Right now it's still 7-0 in favor of Lucas.
We'll see what Danville decides to do here to line up on this 4th down. Seen a couple of their bigger options remain on the sideline, despite knowing Lucas is likely going to try to just churn on forward for this 4th down and 3. 39 seconds to go here in the half. Lucas leads 7-0. Can they drive again, get a 4th down, and potentially score at the end of this quarter? No, we'll see a flag. We'll see if this is a false start or could be a potential offside call. We'll show the replay before the official ruling. And it is on the Cubs. It looked like that shuffle from the defensive line may have threw off the Cubs just a bit.
Yeah, Danville taking a playbook or taking a play out of the Lucas playbook there, just kind of moving people around, trying to play on the offensive line's anticipation for the play, able to make them jump. It's going to bring up a 4th and 8 here.
Guegold had a short, below 30-yard punt last time out. See if he can hit this one cleanly, and he does. This will take a bounce in favor of Danville, and it's scooped up by Payton. Looking to bring it near side, sheds a couple tacklers, and he's hit hard at about the 24-yard line. 27 seconds to go. Will Danville push this up the field? We'll see. They get the ball back to start the 2nd half.
Good return there by Payton, able to field the ball at his own 17-yard line, able to bring it out to looks like the 25, maybe 24-yard line. Not very many yards on the return, but it's going to help the Danville offense out with just 27 seconds left in this half. They're probably going to look to go deep, try to squeeze something in before the end of the half to get some points on the board.
Danville's got 2 timeouts to go. See a shorter formation near side hashes where the ball sits at the 24-yard line. First play of the drive for Danville. Ridgway, low snap, able to catch it. Looking towards the middle of the field, he's got Briggs Wallace in space. He's hit quickly. And if they are going to try to go for this, it'll have to be quick because this was a tackle inbound, 2nd down, just a gain of 3.
Looks like Danville's just going to take a timeout here. to get the clock to stop with just 21 seconds left. Not surprised they're going with Briggs over the middle there with that big play he had last week. Right at the beginning of the game, able to shed a couple tackles, get his first high school score and the first touchdown here at the new stadium.
I believe I've actually got that play queued up as we take this timeout. We'll cut it in. Here it is against Utica in the second quarter, towards the end of that quarter. See him break loose, little matrix action.
And just showing his elusiveness and his speed right there, able to outrun the Utica defense last week.
And then, however, Utica, the rest of this highlight, unfortunately, favors the Redskins, as that was really the one positive thing we saw from Danville offensively in that game. The Blue Devils trying to reverse course here, as we'll have a 2nd down and 7 after this timeout. They've got 1 timeout to go.
Yeah, so far a bit of an offensive stalemate here. Neither team really taking advantage of the offensive line, the line of scrimmage. And both of them just kind of going punch for punch here tonight.
5 receivers, really tight formation as well. We'll see Briggs take a handoff on the motion. He's going to motion out of bounds as he's taken right into the benches on a really tough hit. Not necessarily late, but just a hard one out of bounds as we stop the clock at 14 seconds.
Yeah, you kind of hear a couple of the Danville fans here looking for a late hit call. He was slightly out of bounds. Ref didn't see any issue with the hit. Looks like he made a little contact before he went out of bounds. So going to bring up a 1st down with 14 seconds left on the clock.
No shockers here, 5 wide again. And, of course, empty backfield for Ridgway. 3 rush for Lucas. Ridgway down the field, up the middle, looking for Wallace, a little too high. So just 4 seconds go off the clock, but still a lot of yardage to gain to get to that blue end zone.
Yeah, Ridgway, it seems like each one of these deep passes that he makes seems to be just a little off the mark. He's got to work a little bit on his accuracy here on these deep balls.
I think one thing that can be kind of hard for a quarterback is the differing heights of players that you have, because Briggs, throw it high to him, of course, he sits just 5'9".
Yeah, especially at the high school level. There's such a difference in the players across the board. It's not like the college or pro level. Pretty much all of them are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Motion from Briggs, another low snap. Ridgway holds on to it, rolls to his right, looking down the field. A duck is going to end up with Mickley, and it goes right through his hands.
Just 4 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Looks like the ball just kind of came out a little weird of Ridgway's hands. Mickley not able to make the play on that, just like you said, slipping right through his hands. That would have been a big play for Danville if he was able to hold on to it. They would have been able to call another timeout, get back up to the line with 1 timeout left to try to make a play on the end zone. But it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 here on the incomplete pass.
We'll see if they opt to go short. They go long, try to see if Ridgway can get it there. Odds are no, sitting at the 34-yard line.
I can see them just handing it off here, get out of the half. But it looks like he's going to drop back and try to make a play out of it.
Short pass, Payton tackled inbounds. 0's on the clock, and Lucas on their opening drive goes 10 minutes for 6. Since then, nada. Danville trails 7-0 as they head to the locker rooms here at home. Cubs in business on the OH Report.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
Nirvana in 1991. This song is renowned as one of the greatest selling songs of all time and introduced a wider audience to grunge music. Get into the spirit of this classic as the band plays Smells Like Teen Spirit. For the first time since at least 2019, we're proud to feature our Cubettes. We've missed them all these years, and now they're ready to make their mark in history as they present to you Fall Out Boy's 2014 hit single, Centuries. Our final song spent a whopping 65 weeks at #1 on the U.S. Hot Rock Song Chart. Fast, fun, and punchy. Rock with us as the band finishes with Panic at the Disco's 2018 hit, High Hopes. Now join us as we play the Lucas High School fight song. Thank you for your continued support of our music program. Our students work extremely hard and they are proud to share their music with you. We want to wish our host Danville the best for the rest of their season. Now let's give a big round of applause for the Lucas Marching Band! Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Andrew Gazio, we are proud to present the Danville High School Blue Devil Band! Folks, get ready to groove. The Blue Devil Band wants you to get on your feet as they bring the funk, the soul, and the unforgettable energy of a timeless classic. Here is September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. The Blue Devil Band is turning up the energy with a classic hit that'll have you moving in your seat. Let's hear it for the band and the twirlers as they bring the groove to the field. Here is Dance Theme Music by Sly and the Family Zone. Get ready to spell it out. The Blue Devil Band is bringing the party to the field with the crowd favorite you know and love. We're dancing and grooving. Put your hands in the air and join us as they perform YMCA.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Time now for your halftime show, presented by Knox Public Health here from Tough Street Stadium. Lucas leads 7-0 here on the road. I want to take a second to thank our sponsors bringing you live and free coverage tonight of Danville football. Thanks to Knox Public Health, committed to the health of the community by promoting healthy lifestyles, preventing illness, and protecting the community. Also, the Bottleneck Bar and Grill, family-owned and operated with locally sourced produce and cold drinks in a safe, clean, family-friendly place to be. Thanks also to OhioHealth. As the area's leading healthcare provider, OhioHealth is investing in a stronger, healthier community. Learn more at ohiohealth.com/Mansfield. Thanks also to the Killbuck Savings Bank, who has been proud to serve the community with dedication, integrity, and a commitment to your financial success. In 2025, the organization will mark an incredible milestone, 125 years of building relationships, empowering dreams, and growing together. Thanks also to TMS Plus Digital Marketing for local business, Buckeye Horizon as well. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating and Plumbing, your local train comfort specialist. And finally, thanks to Rural First, the leader in rural lending. Rural First can help you live closer to what matters. 7-0 Lucas as we get into the meat of our halftime show. Payton rejoins me up in the booth. Just take a look at these stats. If you came here looking for offense, well, you don't know these two teams because just a combined 131 yards rushing between the two teams. And some negative passing yards from Lucas. And right now, it's just been a defensive battle outside of that first drive where we saw really perfection on Lucas's side.
Yeah, again, like you said, big defensive matchup tonight. We never really expect much offense going into these types of games, especially now with Coach Bloom at the helm, switching it up from years past, running the spread offense like Coach Barker had here up until, I believe, 2018. He left here and stepped down from the head coaching spot here in Danville. Hannebarger really implemented the 5-wide scheme here in Danville, kind of perfected it, and then Bloom coming in with his own offensive style, able to make it work so far. More of a pro style. They can spread it out. They'll run it in tight, run the eye, wing tee, a little bit of everything here from Coach Bloom.
All right, so both teams just about set to go. Looks like we got 2 minutes left before we start things off here in the second half. Just going through a couple of halftime scores as our director's chat here for the OH Report lists them down. Right now, Seneca East over Monroeville. These scores have likely changed because these were halftime scores, but Seneca East 7, Monroeville nothing. And I will say, I do make predictions every single week. I don't make them public, but Seneca East was one of my picks to upset, and they currently lead over Monroeville 7-0. Northwest and Louisville are tied scoreless at the half. Western Reserve up 20 over Winford. That's a 20-0 score. Lima Central Catholic leads 6-0 over Cary. Buckeye Valley running away from River Valley. Valley squared in that one, 21-8 in favor of the Barons. 22-10 is the score over at Groveport Madison as Big Walnut has the 12-point lead there. And then also Brian Skorowski, our president, over at the Cougars Den at Crestview, leading 21-14 over Keystone. Danville is going to get the football back to start this second half, so positive side there if you're the Blue Devils is you'll get to try and establish your offense right out of the locker room from head coach Matt Bloom, who probably gave him a good talking to about that first half still being scoreless here in this one.
Yeah, Coach Bloom definitely saw a lot of positives out of his Danville team tonight, but a lot of negatives. Lucas really kind of taking control of the game the first drive with the 10-minute drive down the field and ending in a score. So far, our only score tonight, eating up a lot of the clock. Coach Bloom and Coach Duncan don't like seeing the defense out on the field that long. But Bloom is definitely made some good adjustments. He always does. He's going to hopefully get some things put together this year, or this half, I'm sorry, and hopefully get some points on the board.
So Lucas will kick off to Danville. Thank you so much for joining us live and free. Last I saw the numbers right now, sitting just over 400 watching combined on Facebook and YouTube, live and free. Definitely our biggest watch of the night, as we have two teams that we cover regularly on the OH Report facing off, just like Lucas had last week against Hillsdale as well. Looking to get a different result, however, here to hold on to this lead and get their second win of the year, stay over 500. Here's a squib kick, just dove on by Ridgway. And it'll be good field position to start for Danville, but
Nolan Ridgway.
seems like Lucas going with that squib kick or onside, whatever you want to call it, kind of in the middle there. But they trust their defense, and they should after that first half.
Yeah, again, it's always interesting seeing teams squib kick this early in the game, or even an onside kick that looked more like right there. But again, Coach Sweat's very confident in his defensive side, in his defensive coaching staff. He feels that they can get the stops that they need to get the ball back in the offense's hands, which is that's definitely where Coach Sweat is comfortable as the offensive play caller there.
First snap to Ridgway is a handoff to Siren Wallace, who breaks past the first level, and he's got a first down. But the football came out, and I think Lucas has it.
And that right there, like I said earlier, is something that Cy needs to watch out for. And he does drop it, and Lucas is able to pick it up. Popped out right there at the 50. They're able to rip it out of his hands.
And just when you thought Danville was going to have a real solid gain on the ground, they spill it at the last moment, and Lucas, on the first play of the half, takes over via the fumble recovery.
Looks like that was number 59, the senior Noah Kennard, able to get his hand in there to rip it out. They're right at the 50-yard line. Able to pop the ball out, get the ball back into Lucas' hands.
That's their Mike linebacker. That's why he's there. Fantastic play. And Lucas in business. See, give up the field position on the kickoff, and it works out in the end. Daley handoff. Gets past the first level, a gain of 5, it appears.
Yeah, it looks like Daley started on the left side of the field there, came back after going in motion, take the handoff, get a 4 or 5 yard gain there before he's taken down. But Daley, a strong runner, Danville's got to try to figure out something to keep him stuffed there at the line of scrimmage. Looks like they started to at the end of the first half. They got to
show you that play again. Number 52, Silas Miser. I think his experience on that play is a perfect summary for what this Lucas team does to confuse you, as we see Guegold get close to the first down marker. But it felt like Miser could have had the play blown up, but then they take that misdirection, and they are going to give the first down here. And then he's just caught dead in the water as Daley gets a couple more yards than he probably thought they were going to get there.
Yeah, with Lucas's offense, like I said, we call it a football in a phone booth. It's so tight and so compact. Their misdirection is very easy to get confused with, and that's why they run it so often. That's why it works for them.
That's why sometimes with Lucas, this ball's out as well.
Looks like a mishandled handoff. Danville saying they got it, and the refs do give it to them. Danville making a big play to get the ball back.
So it was just a miscue on the handoff. It looks like Cox dropped it before he even got it to the back.
And number 54, Owen Gronberg, who is usually the center on offense, but it looks like they have him over at the right guard position tonight, able to get his hands in there and dig the ball out before the ball carrier went down, getting the ball back in his quarterback's hands to get their own drive started here.
Well, both teams going into the half turned it over on downs twice. Now both teams, in a matter of a minute 20 seconds, have lost a fumble here in the third quarter. Danville back on offense. RPO looking for Briggs. That one out of reach.
Yeah, it was a good decision there by Ridgway to pass to Briggs. He had a little bit of open field in front of him. Would have been able to make at least a couple yards after the catch, but it was just a little too tall for him. Again, like you said, Briggs only being 5'8", it's hard for him to go up and get those balls, especially right there over the middle.
So Blue Devils will have a second down and 10 after the incompletion. Ridgway just 21 yards of passing in that first half. Motion from the outside. It's Mickley. They'll go to Wallace instead. Jukes out one. This time he'll hold on to the football and get close to that first down marker.
Yeah, Wallace, after that lost fumble there on their initial drive of the second half, is definitely going to hold on to the ball a little tighter, going to keep two hands on the ball a little longer to avoid giving up another turnover here.
Change up here at the line of scrimmage as Danville will shift some receivers around. Mosier and Mickley near side in a trips formation along with Payne. Justice Tharp all alone on the outside. As here's another fumble. Must be a slippy ball out there right now as Ridgway dives right back on it.
Yeah, it seems like the quarterbacks here this half are having a little issues holding on to the ball. He's got that towel there around his waist to dry his hands off.
We were talking up the weather today as a perfect day for football. Didn't think any sort of slippage would be in play here, but it has, certainly, in this third quarter.
Yeah, we kind of got the rain out of the way yesterday, but clearly something is affecting these skill players here. As Side breaks one up to the near sideline.
Outside, he's going to go all the way, the 10, the 5 to the end zone. Pending the extra point, we're tied.
Big play by number 12, Cy Wallace, able to break one up right up the middle, break it to the outside, show off his speed like he tries to every single play. Bloom able to get something working here. Offensive line making great blocks up front. No flags on the field, and that touchdown's going to stand.
Takes a little stumble at the end, but he deserves that after such a great play.
Cy showing off a bit of his athleticism there and his speed that Coach Bloom loves to utilize. Again, credit to the big guys up front, able to really open that up for them. Linemen don't get enough credit, and they definitely are the credit for that touchdown there.
This is for the lead, going back to Wallace. Hardly touched as he enters blue.
Wide open, Cy Wallace just walked right into the end zone. Had a couple of Lucas defenders there that could have made a play, but looks like they came in just a little too late and weren't able to get his hands on him in time. Danville taking the lead 8-7 with 9 minutes left in this third quarter. We've got a game here.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
So Danville takes the lead on a long touchdown rush from Cy Wallace. Briggs Wallace will kick things off. Back to the Cubs as they look to get the lead back, as we see a light squib that's not going to make it 10 yards. An interesting little sequence there. But Lucas does scoop it up and take some pretty solid field position. They're already in Blue Devil territory.
Yeah, Briggs just trying to get the ball back here to hopefully get another score on the board. Not able to get the ball to go quite 10 yards. It's real dangerous for Lucas to pick up the ball right there, being completely surrounded by the kicking team. But doesn't seem to have any troubles holding on to the ball that time.
Yeah, so we'll show you again here. Thanks to OhioHealth. Just going for the 10-yard Pat McAfee style sort of play, but it went about 8. And that was squandered up right away.
Yeah, hopefully Danville's defense, even though Lucas has good field position here, is able to continue their success, able to take control of this line of scrimmage so far in the second half.
Cox takes the snap, toss to Daley. Going to the outside hashes, gets a solid gain. Looks like about 7 on the play.
Again, Lucas just going back to that base offense, just a quick pitch to Daley, trying to stretch the defensive line out. Able to get the ball moving. Looks like we have a Cub down on the field, possible cramping situation here.
Yeah, so another injury timeout here. So we'll have 2nd down and 4 as they take care of the injured player for Lucas. So talk about the kind of shift in momentum here. Danville has that long touchdown run. Lucas felt like they had their foot on the pedal pretty much the entire game up until that point.
Yeah, that just shows how fast momentum can shift in a high school game. Really all it takes is just one big play to get a team back into it. And we didn't really see anybody run away with the game yet. But with it being such a back and forth defensive struggle the entire first half, that big run coming from Cy Wallace, able to break it out to this near sideline and take it into the end zone, definitely brings a lot of the excitement back into this Danville sideline. And they're hopefully going to be looking to ride that momentum the rest of the game. These injury timeouts definitely always take a little bit of wind out of the sails, but between these two teams, it's not hard for either of them to get the momentum back in their favor. Looks like that was Daley that was cramping up as he walks off the sidelines under his own power.
So he'll take a light limp off to the sideline. They'll have to be without him for a play or two.
2nd and 4, Lucas from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he'll get himself stretched out, loosened up a little bit, and he'll be right back in within the next couple of plays, so this Lucas offense can continue using him.
This another run up the middle, this time Guegold.
Looks like number 72, Caleb Farrenball, was right there to make the play. I don't know if he got somebody in his way. He did. It was the Lucas fullback was kind of just in his way enough to allow Guegold to get the first down for this Lucas offense.
To the 39-yard line and a Cub first down.
So there is a first down for the Cubs, brought to you by TMS Plus Digital Marketing. 8.5 and counting to go. Here's another handoff. And this is another real solid gain, close to the 25-yard line.
And another handoff to Guegold, just right up the middle. Just following his offensive lineman right up the middle of that line of scrimmage, really trying to bully their way back into the end zone to regain the lead here.
Back to old reliable here for Lucas. 2nd down and 3, 8 minutes to go. They fake it to Guegold. They'll go inside and Stutz on the misdirection, who will get the first down and more. So after you get Guegold working a couple of times, that's when you switch it up and get some more solid yardage.
Yeah, that's something Lucas has always been good at doing, switching in with the reverses every now and again. You see that fake handoff there to Guegold and handing it off to Anschutz on the backside of the play, so he's able to make a big play. Something Lucas has always been good at is drawing defenses in a certain way and then hitting them backside.
Cox takes the snap, back to Guegold it goes, and they're threatening to score yet again inside the 10. There's a first down right at the line. It is enough, so first down and goal coming up. It's hard to not draw parallels to what Lucas is doing right now with their misdirections to what we saw Danville do last postseason, where they had numerous ball carriers just confusing the heck out of the defenses. Wherever they went, it felt like Danville went the other way. Right now, Lucas giving a little taste of their own medicine as Guegold pushes forward and is stuffed at the 5.
Yeah, again, you mentioned Danville kind of doing the same thing last postseason. Having the big body of Aiden Burke in the backfield last year definitely helped out. You were able to use him to kind of power forward for those short yardage plays, even busting off a couple of big plays here and there, and then hitting the outside of the line of scrimmage with Cy Wallace and using his speed, using Aiden Mickley going deep downfield last year. We saw Payton getting utilized a lot in the run game last postseason.
5 yards back is Finello. Man in motion is Anstutz. They'll give it to him on a toss. He's looking for the pylon. He is stuffed big time. What a play from Wes Payne to keep him short.
Big hit from Payne coming out of the safety spot. Able to come up, stick his nose in there.
Actually,
that
it looked like
Payne.
it was
That
Nolan
was
Ridgway.
Ridgway making the big hit, stopping him short at the 2-yard line. Anschutz kind of thought he just had a clear path to the end zone there. But Ridgway sticking his nose in there, showing him that quarterbacks can hit pretty hard too.
Don't forget, Ridgway was one of the top tacklers for that Danville team last year. He's one of the top returning tacklers. Not the, but he's definitely up there, and he's been helping out this crew. Push ahead. Guegold, did he get in? And he lost the football too. Danville thinks they have it as well.
You see Wes Payton there jumping up and down thinking that Danville's got the ball. Doesn't look like they were able to fall on. It's going to bring up 4th and goal on the 1-yard line for Lucas. Kind of thought Guegold was going to push his way in there, but Danville able to. That's Chris Mosier using his lower level strength, able to make the stop there.
He was the last line of defense, most certainly. It was just him and Guegold, and he won big time to force his 4th down and 1, 4th down and goal, whatever you want to call it. Danville leads 8-7, trying to hold on to that lead. Toss, Guegold to the end zone. He is in.
Again, going back to those quick toss plays to Guegold and Daley, of course, on the sidelines still, but Guegold able to push his way in, able to muscle his way through that defensive front of Danville, and get Lucas back in the lead here.
Offense is starting to feel it here tonight. Lucas now leads 13-8, pending the extra point. So Guegold just scored the touchdown. He'll have to get right back up and kick this through.
It's got to be hard, basically carrying the offense on that last drive. And then you have to step back up and kick the ball.
Well, they nailed it. 14-8 the score. Lucas leads. We'll take a break, come back, see if Danville can drive to take it right back.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Welcome back to Tough Street Stadium. Lucas just got back on the board. They were down 8-7 for a good, I'd say, 3 minutes. Able to get down the field and take that lead right back. It's 14-8 here. Lucas over Danville. They'll kick it back off to the Blue Devils as the returners sit at about the 20-yard line. Payne and Briggs Wallace ready for the return, but it won't get to him as Parker Proper scoops up another squib at the 33-yard line.
A bit of a change of pace there for the Lucas offense. You saw the first drive of the game taking a whole 10 minutes off of the game clock. And that one kind of a quick 7 points for Lucas, which is a little uncharacteristic of their offense.
So Ridgway makes his way out to the field to lead this Danville offense. The pass game has not gotten going quite yet. We've seen a couple of spills from Cy Wallace, the running back, looking to put it all together here on this drive, like they did at the tail end of the last one where Siren broke loose for a long touchdown. Fake to Cy on the toss, so go fullback with Ashton Spalding, it appears. It'll be a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, giving it to Spalding here. Good call by the Danville coaching staff. Try to take some of the target off of Cy to show this Lucas defense that they do have other weapons that they can use in Ashton Spalding and Cy's younger brother Briggs to try to open things back up for the Danville offense.
5 minutes to go in the third. 2nd down and 8. Ball on the Danville 34-yard line. Proper near side out in the receiver spot along with Wes Payne. Running the blitz is Lucas. Rush up the middle from Wallace. He breaks away from the crowd. He's past midfield. He's down at the 46 of Lucas. How did he get out of that?
Yeah, that right there, Cy just kind of disappeared in the mess, and then all of a sudden able to break free on the far sideline, running up Lucas's sideline for another big first down to keep this Danville drive going.
There's your TMS Plus digital marketing first down. Ridgway gets another play call. Off goes Ashton Spalding. He did his job on that last play. Nice blocking from the rest of the group, but also just real good offense from Cy to get the job done there. He is off of the field for now. Mosier sits in the sidecar. Motion from Briggs. Option play. Nolan doesn't have anything. He's going to break to the other side, and he's got a few blockers. He'll get the first down and just go out of bounds.
A good decision there by Ridgway to run that out of bounds. Looks like Briggs was just out of position on this option play. Ridgway didn't have anything going for him upfield, so he could just tuck and run. But he took it backside and was able to make something out of nothing and give his team another first down.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Something out of nothing there from Nolan Ridgway as they are charging in Lucas territory. 1st and 10 on the 36.
Looks like they still got Mosier in the backfield. Sidecar to the right for Ridgway. Trips to the left on the near side. And a single receiver backside.
Going to be a quick throw. Proper had his knee down when he caught it. It's going to be a loss of 3. That's a underclassman mistake right there.
And it looks like Ridgway kind of just short-armed this pass. Got to him a little slowly. Parker having to go down there and kind of pull the ball back up.
Loss of 2 on the play.
So just an unlikely mistake there from the Blue Devils. That'll lose 2 yards. 2nd and 12 on the 38-yard line of Lucas.
Cy Wallace back in the game for Chris Mosier. Danville's going to line up.
A lot of movement right now. Just want to make sure it's legal if you're Danville. Can't get an illegal formation call here. 4 wide, snap, immediate quarterback keeper. And a really big hit on Ridgway. He takes a shot as he heads to the turf at the 36.
Yeah, that's Joey Kohler, the junior defensive lineman, 6'4", 244 pounds. Big kid. That's a big shot Ridgway just took there. Doesn't like taking big shots like that, but in a design quarterback run like that, it happens sometime. And, again, Kohler coming in kind of out of nowhere and laying the wood on Ridgway.
But, hey, we knew Ridgway, tough kid. He's been a real top defender all of his time here at Danville up to this point. He's made a couple plays defensively today as well. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right. He's got an open Briggs Wallace on 3rd down and long. They'll chip away, and they're certainly in go-for-it range.
Looks like they were able to get enough. Might be looking at a 4th and 5 here at the 31-yard line of Lucas with that reception from Briggs, who's kind of wide open there on the sidelines.
Now, it is a pass situation, but you are really asking a lot out of Ridgway. Just took a shot 2 plays ago. Got to pass off to Briggs to get a little bit of the yardage back, but think back to that Utica game. Really relied on the passing game in the late stages of the contest. 2:41 to go, and it looks like we'll see a whistle and a timeout from Danville. Coach Bloom did not like what he saw.
Yeah, even though with this being a passing situation for Danville, with the weapons that they have in the backfield with Cy Wallace and his younger brother Briggs, they could really easily run the ball here to get the first down obviously we saw how dangerous Cy is and getting swallowed up at the line of scrimmage and able to squeak his way out to the sidelines and make a big play.
Thank you for all of your support for our Danville students.
Of course, still 2:41 to go in the third quarter. It's definitely got a lot of game left, but this is a big play for the Blue Devils, just momentum-wise. Their offense looking to really get something that they can ride off of. They got it with Cy Wallace on the last drive and his long touchdown. But that's in the past. Got to get something here. 4th down and 5. Ball in the Lucas 31. Lucas leads 14-8 as Ridgway's offense makes its way back out to the field.
Looks like Ridgway's got Cy in the backfield with him. Looks like started off in a pistol formation, but he's going to go to the sidecar.
Just one receiver to the outside. Wallace in motion, fake handoff to him. Lucas thought they had it blown up. Ridgway gets out of there. What a catch! Carson Proper. Looked like he bobbled it at first, but he does fall on it. Here's the OhioHealth replay. It is a Danville first down. Wow.
And number 12, Cooper Day, was right there for the play. Got his hand up. Looked like he might have been able to at least throw Proper off just enough to cause the incomplete pass. Ridgway on the run almost immediately. But Proper making a great athletic play right there, able to haul it in and give the Danville the first down.
That is Nolan's best throw of the season. Best catch as well from Carson Proper. Wallace on the handoff, very next play, makes one miss, gets past the 15-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Yeah, it looks like the ref is already calling for the sticks to get moved. Looks like he was brought down at the 14 possibly is where they're going to call him down at. And this Danville offense rolling again.
Another Blue Devil first down.
So the Blue Devils survive on that 4th down play that we will look back on if results go the Blue Devils' way in this contest at the end. 4 receivers here on 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Proper near side with Briggs Wallace, who heads into motion. Fake give to Cy. It'll be an option for Briggs, who makes a couple miss, breaks another, and he's going to go to the end zone.
Another big play from one of the Wallace brothers. Briggs really had nothing there. Cooper Day able to potentially make a play in the backfield, but Briggs showing his elusiveness, saying, hey, Cy, I'm right there behind you.
Drive of the season from Danville. It makes it a tie ball game at 14. And most likely we're going to see them go for 2. I mean, what do you lose? You're tied if you don't get it.
Yeah, there's not very many times that Coach Bloom is going to kick an extra point. He even said last year the only time he's going to kick an extra point is if he's up 4 or 5 scores, which definitely is not the case here tonight, tied 14-14.
Mickley in motion, give to Wallace, and he is cut off short, so it'll stay a tie ball game. Nice cutoff. It looked like Gabe Brenner, or no, my mistake. Lucas Joseph Culler able to wrap him up short of the end zone. So it'll stay tied at 14. We'll take a break, come back. Got a real good one brewing here on the OH Report.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
And welcome back, live and free on the OH Report. Danville just scored a touchdown on a 10-play, 68-yard drive that lasted just 2.5 minutes as we see the return from Lucas past the 35-yard line. And a nice gang of Danville tacklers bring him down. Cubs will take over on offense. But Payton, I think that's the best drive we've seen from Danville this season. Granted, it did only come to fruition because of a 4th down and 5 conversion, but that's exactly what you want to see out of Danville's offense.
Yeah, definitely. With that big play there by Carson Proper, able to haul that in and get the first down, really brought some more life back into the Danville offense. And obviously we saw Briggs Wallace able to finish it off with that option play. They really didn't have anything going for it. Briggs using his skill and his elusiveness to get the ball into the end zone there.
Snap from Cox, give to Daley on the outside, and he'll push ahead for 3.
Yeah, Daley we saw go out about halfway through that last Lucas drive with a cramp. He's going to be looking to make up for some lost time here. Going to be asking for the ball every single play to kind of put this team on his back.
Yeah, because they put a lot on Guegold in that last drive.
Yeah, they definitely took a lot out of Guegold. Used to kind of splitting the carries with Daley a lot, and then it really all falling on him at the end of that drive, able to finish it off, though.
Shuffle from the Danville defensive line. Another toss. Daley gets to the outside, and that shift does not matter. Into the Danville territory. All the way to the 30. There is a flag on the field, so we'll check on that. But Tim Daley with probably his best carry of the day.
Yeah, it definitely was. Able to break up his own team sideline. But it looks like we have a holding call on the field that's going to erase that run and even bring him back another 10 yards.
And that hurts Lucas, especially considering this is a team that loves to run the football, and they're not known for their arms. So anytime they get into 2nd and long, 3rd and long, doesn't look pretty for the results or the chances of the drive continuing for the Cubs.
And that's got to be frustrating for Daley down there on the field also. He just had that great run up the far sidelines, able to get some big yardage into the Danville territory, and then he gets all wiped away for some action happening behind him.
They're not going to shy away from old reliable, keeping the same formation, Daley near side in this wing set. Rolling back to pass, Cox doesn't have much, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Swallowed up by that Danville defensive front, able to come in and chase him down. That's Chris Mosier that made the initial contact to slow him up, and then Silas Miser and I believe Tyson Payne coming in to clean everything up and tackle him out of bounds there for another loss.
42 seconds and counting left.
Yeah, we see Lucas in this 3rd and long situation. They're going to try to chip away at some of that yardage that they just lost there on those last 2 plays to get themselves in a better position to go into the 4th quarter with.
Bit of an I formation, still a bunched up set on the line. Motion, Daley will take the handoff, and he's not going to go far. Danville forces the 3 and out. Nice tackle from Langdon King, the linebacker.
And Langdon King getting in there, getting dirty in the middle of the line there, able to stick his nose in. And then his buddy, number 4, Chris Mosier, we talked about him a lot tonight, coming in, cleaning everything up to force this 4th and long and this Lucas punt.
Talked about the freshman, after the injury to Jacob Byers, talked about Jake Karn stepping in at the linebacker position, but this time we've seen Chris Mosier step in to that spot and do a great job. We've got an end of the 3rd quarter here from Tough Street Stadium. We're all knotted at 14, folks. Stay tuned for Money Time on the OH Report.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
And welcome back on the OH Report. Money time ensuing as Danville just forced Lucas to a 3-and-out, and we're going to see a punt to start this fourth. Guegold back to kick for the third time today. Briggs Wallace and Wes Payne, as always, back to return. They sit at the 30-yard line. This ball nearly gets blocked, and it's another shank that bounces in favor of Lucas around the 45 of Danville.
Yeah, it looks like Guegold just saw number 85, Justice Tharp, coming right up the middle, right at his face. And looked like maybe got a little scared of the footsteps there and shanked the ball just off the inside of his foot. Punt didn't really go anywhere. Got a little bit of a roll to get the ball to go into Danville territory. But this Danville offense, it's really stepped up this second half, coming in with great field position at their own 43-yard line.
Only lead for Danville in this game was at 8-7. And that was back in the second quarter, and it was very short-lived. They've only been in the lead for 3 minutes tonight. Looking to drive to change that here. Ridgway does not get the handoff to Wallace. He'll just have to run this as close to the scrimmage line as he can, and they'll live to see another down.
Yeah, it looks like maybe just a miscued handoff there between Ridgway and Wallace. Wallace still going with the play. Ridgway a little slow to get back up to the line of scrimmage, but he was still able to get at least 1 yard out of that mishandled handoff.
Shotgun again for Nolan. He'll have Wallace to his left. Mosier and Tharp motion to the near side. Two receivers there as well. Wallace handoff, bobbled a little bit, but now he'll scoop it up and get to the first down marker. He loses 2 tacklers. He'll take it to the outside. Zoom Wallace is looking for the end zone. The 10-5 touchdown Danville.
Bit of a stutter step there at the 10-yard line to throw off the Lucas defender, just enough to get Wallace the extra little bit of room he needed to get in the end zone. Another huge play from number 12, Cy Wallace, following his lead blocker, Landon King, right up the hole and able to break one off and for another Danville touchdown. You see that stutter step there right at about the 14-yard line, able to get just enough space so he can finish off that play.
Well, I'll tell you what, the play was so good, it was so long, we didn't get to show you the meat of the play. He had shoved off a Lucas tackler, and they said that Boom was gone. Well, Cy may have just taken Aiden Burke's spot right there with a nice little truck move to get past and score the touchdown. That is 2 long touchdown runs now for Cy Wallace in this game. 2-point conversion on the way.
Yeah, it looks like Danville sidelines calling for the ball to get put on that far hash there as Ridgway comes up to the line under center with just Cy Wallace in the backfield behind him.
Here's the 2-point try. Mickley in motion. They'll toss it to him on the outside. Payne is out to block. It's going to take some work to get there, and they will not. So it'll be 20-14. No extra point. Lucas, they've been kicking them all game. Could be a chance for them to take the lead late as the Blue Devils leave 2 points on the table. Danville 20, Lucas 14. Cy Wallace with his second touchdown of the day gives Danville the advantage.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Well, what a day for Cy Wallace. He sits at 185 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, of 52 and 56 yards. We see a bobble here from Lucas on the return. Tim Daley trying to make something out of nothing, but Danville's right there.
Aiden Mickley making a big hit there on Daley, able to stop him. Again, we see Daley there kind of bobble the kick reception. Aiden Mickley coming in, lay a big hit on Daley, and able to hold him down at his own 25-yard line. Correction, 26-yard line is where they spot the ball at.
And I think Danville's finally starting to get back to the tough street they know. This crowd really starting to get into it. Of course, it was hard to do so last week in the loss to Utica. And the first half of this game, honestly, was more of the same. Just the vibes in here felt identical to what we saw 7 days ago, but now we're starting to see Danville open it up as they lead by 6.
Yeah, Danville able to make the right adjustments at halftime, get a little excitement going early. They've been able to ride that momentum so far.
Quick handoff to Finello. We'll get maybe one.
And Landon King, again, the senior linebacker sticking his nose in there, able to make the stop on Finello. Just holding him to a 1-yard gain. We're looking at a 2nd and 9 here for Lucas.
27-yard line.
My keys to victory here tonight for Danville was to control the offensive line of scrimmage. They didn't really do that last week against Utica, but this second half they've really stepped up, got the right adjustments, got the right attitude there on the offensive line, and have been able to make things work.
2nd down and 9 on the 27 of Lucas, and we've got a flag.
Looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense. Let's see who we can spot jumping.
Yep, I think I saw Tim Daley nod his head down a little early.
Yeah, the anticipation of the play, anticipating getting the handoff on that play again for Daley. Wasn't able to keep his nerves in just long enough to wait for the snap of the ball and move just a little early.
So now turn it into a 2nd down and 14 situation. 10:09 to go here in the 4th. Danville leads 20-14. Lucas trying to build something up here on this drive. Looked like nearly another false start, but Guegold gets away with it, and Danville stuffs that next rush attempt. It's going to be 3rd down and long. They went back to Daley, and there was no daylight for him that time.
Looks like that was number 6, the Caleb Inverso making the initial contact, and Tyson Payne also in there, able to make the stop there. Caleb Inverso, another one of those impressive freshmen that Danville has coming in. He's a big kid. Again, he's 14, 15 years old. He's already 5'10", probably 250 pounds.
The Danville crowd on their feet here for 3rd down and 14. For the first time tonight, we see Lucas in the shotgun. And we see a timeout from the Cubs. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And Danville's hype after that timeout call from Coach Jim Sweat.
That was actually the 2nd time we saw Lucas in the shotgun. That first shotgun play that they ran was actually their negative yardage pass play, where we saw them lose 6 yards. Didn't really work for them. I'm a little surprised Sweat's going back to it, but he kind of has to in this situation, being 3rd and 14 on his own 22-yard line. He's got to try to get some yardage to get the first down and get this drive really kick-started here, because they haven't really done anything since their last score.
And in the whole era of RPO for Lucas, run people over, in the Scott Spittler days, their worst nightmare is what we're seeing right now. 3rd down and long. Their run game can't help them here. They'll have to really dig deep to try and get a first down in this situation. With 9:09 to go in the 4th, if they give it back to Danville, that could really cost them, as they could try to spill some clock.
Again, you see this Danville fans down here standing up, trying to get the rest of the crowd fired up. You got the players on the sidelines doing the same thing. A lot of energy on this play from the Danville sidelines. They're going to need it for this big 3rd down play here.
Back under center goes Lucas. They will do a handoff, and it's not going to go too far as the scrum moves backwards. In fact, it'll be 4th down and long, and Lucas, I guess, going to have to settle for a punt and a potential stop here against Danville on what they need really to be a 3 and out.
Looks like just a 3-yard run there to get the line of scrimmage back up to just 11 yards, which still is not the situation that Lucas wants to be in. They want to be able to get 3, 4, 5 yards first play of the series, so they can kind of open up their playbook a little bit. But Danville really stuffing them right there. I didn't see who got in there to make the tackle, but a huge play for Danville.
Line drive punt, one bounce, catch by Wes Payne. Jukes out one.
Good block there by Briggs Wallace, able to get Payne a little bit of time. He's able to make some type of return on it. Getting brought down at the Lucas 48-yard line, I think is where they're going to spot him at.
Yeah, just able to get a few yards. A solid return from Wes into Lucas territory, as Payton said. We'll start at the 48. So Danville, a touchdown here would potentially put it away. A couple of first downs could also put it away, although Lucas does have 2 timeouts to go.
And even that's so hard to call. It's only 20-14. It is the fourth quarter, but there's 8 minutes left. Lucas's offense is just so dangerous. It's hard to call a game against them until the game is over.
Still a busy box from Lucas despite the shotgun formation from Danville. Wallace squeaks through again. He's starting to feel it here tonight at Tough Street. That's another first down.
Again, I have to give credit for the offensive line up front. It was Landon King coming around on the pull block there, able to open up the hole for Wallace. Like I said, these offensive linemen don't get enough credit in any aspect of the game. But this second half, whatever Coach Duncan and Coach Bloom told them at halftime, whatever adjustments they made, this offensive line has really been able to take over the line of scrimmage and kind of allow Cy and Briggs Wallace and company to make these big plays that they've had to take control of this game.
Under center goes Ridgway in the I formation, play action. He'll roll to his left, he'll go short. Spalding the catch, he is hit hard out of bounds at the 30.
Takes a big hit there by Cooper with just a 5-yard gain, but Spalding, another tough kid for Danville, usually plays the tight end spot. They're utilizing him a lot this year at fullback. He's another one of those kids that can kind of do a little bit of everything. He can run, he can catch, he can block. Kind of showing his abilities right there on that last play.
And his coach ability, too, for him to be willing to make that change from being the pretty much tight end 2 last year to now being a fullback, getting a couple of carries, doing his job on the blocking end as Wallace approaches the first down marker and gets past it. We do have a flag on the field.
Hard run there by Wallace. Again with the flag there late at the end of the play. Let's see what the refs call here.
Keep an eye on the white cap as they congregate here and make a call.
Looks like a couple of the Danville players calling for face mask, and that's what the call is going to be on Lucas. Another crucial mistake on Lucas's part. That's going to give them another 15 yards. Bring the ball down into the 10. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 12-yard line.
So that was the previous play completed to Ashton Spalding, but didn't get the face mask on our replay.
And I wonder if maybe he got his hand just a little too high there right at the end of the tackle to where we couldn't see it up here, but obviously the ref spotting that on the sidelines and making the call.
Ball in the 12, far side hash. Wes Payne moves in motion, stays in the slot near side this time. Wallace along with him outside the hash. This will go to Chris Mosier. Spins past the tackler inside the 5.
Chris Mosier on the carry.
Good hard run there by Mosier.
Good cheer from the crowd, too, for Chris.
Take the ball out along the right edge there of the offensive line and able to get a good, hard 8-yard run for him to bring the ball down at the 4-yard line. 5-yard line, correction.
Wallace remains out of the backfield. It's still Mosier in the I formation. Ridgway calls his number again. Chris Mosier to the end zone.
Able to walk in on that play right there. Got hit right there at the line at the goal line there. But again, huge hole opened up by the offensive line. He's able to just kind of waltz right into the end zone, virtually untouched there to finish off this Danville drive.
That'll make it a 2-score lead for the first time tonight in favor of the Blue Devils. 26-14, and we'll see them go for 2 to make it a 14-point game.
Yeah, this right here is exactly what Coach Bloom wanted to happen at the start of this half. Come out strong, come out fast. And Lucas kind of giving a couple shots back to him. But Danville, again, that offensive line taking control of the line of scrimmage, really kind of pushing the defensive line around, kind of manhandling them a little bit, able to open up those lanes for those running backs for Danville.
Bad snap. Ridgway will pick it up, try to make something out of nothing. Ball bobbled, nearly caught as it went to the ground there from Aiden Mickley. But the try's no good. It'll be a 12-point game. Danville 26, Lucas 14. The Blue Devils were scoreless at the half. Quarter and a half later, they've got 26 on the board.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
(26-14) here on the OH Report. Danville in the lead. They were down 7-0 at half. Here they are, really changing the complexion of this game. Solid return from Anschutz. So Lucas will start at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Lucas here going to try to get some of this momentum shifted back in their favor. A good return there by Anschutz, bringing it back up to their own 41-yard line. Going to try to get some things working again with Daley and Guegold. But it kind of seems like this Danville defense has had their number this entire second half.
And the thing is, Lucas today has not had any rushes over 20 yards. Outside of the one that was called back for holding.
Yeah, that was definitely a big break for Danville there. It was a huge run by Daley. The referee stopping the play.
Might have been an inverted whistle. It looks like they're going to keep going. Shotgun formation, snap, fake, throwing a screen play, jailbreak screen, tried to pull a Utica there, and the ball is dropped incomplete.
Yeah, you can tell Lucas was watching film from the Utica game last week, and Danville definitely worked on that this last week of practice because they knew that was going to come back to them because of how bad it hurt them defensively last week. Aiden Mickley able to step up there and make the play and even cause the incomplete pass there.
It is surprising, though, that we saw it here in the fourth quarter when Lucas is trying to come back. They didn't go to it any earlier. Try to stick to their identity, and it got them so far, but Danville's starting to click on offense. And Lucas playing catch-up now. Throw on the run, complete, but not for much. In fact, a loss of 1.
Yeah, Owen Gromberg laying a good hit on Cox there right as he threw, and kind of able to get his attention off the receiver just enough to kind of slow the play down a little bit.
So we got 3rd down and 11. Rolling to his left, Cox looking to make something happen. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. At the 28-yard line, the Blue Devils get to him.
Another big play there by the Danville defense. Number 85, Justice Tharp, able to get him to go kind of cut backside. Gronberg coming in, making the initial contact, and then Tyson Payne coming in, cleaning everything up, finishing that sack, and we have another huge 4th and long for the Lucas offense, being forced to punt again, down by 2 scores.
Just one tackle for Tyson Payne last week against Utica. Just one today, but it's a sack.
Yeah, Tyson Payne may not be making big plays every single play, but he's always there. He's always in the mix. He's always able to block up the holes.
Punt, surprisingly, here from Lucas. And fair catch from Payne at the 41-yard line. TMS Plus Digital Marketing first down. What do you want to see here from the Blue Devils to try and close this one out?
Yeah, with 4.5 minutes left in this game, I can see them just kind of try to run out the clock a little bit, get the first downs just enough to keep the clock rolling. Try to get out of here with a win tonight to avoid getting the ball back in the Lucas offensive hands. Because like I said earlier, that Lucas offense is just so dangerous. They can make a huge play at any moment. It's hard to call a game whenever they're out on the field because of that reason.
Double motion from Danville at the line. Tharp and Spalding head to the outside. And it looks like now we've got a whistle and a timeout from Coach Matt Bloom.
Timeout Danville, their second of the half.
Coach Bloom might not have seen something that he liked there, maybe a little confusion there with the offensive formation. Going to call a timeout here with just one left on the board. Bloom's going to talk to his players here on the sidelines, get some things figured out, and regroup, come back to the line of scrimmage.
Finals starting to come in across the OH report. Western Reserve 46, Winford 0. Big win for the Rough Riders in their OH report football debut. Louisville, their debut as well in the OH report. They win 10-3 over Northwest. And those are our only finals thus far. Coming out of the timeout, Danville will go back to the drawing board. They've just got one of those timeouts remaining. 2 left for Lucas here as we head into first down and 10. First play of the drive at the 41 of Danville. Ridgway in the shotgun to the sidecar right is Wallace. Fake give to him. Rolling out is Ridgway. Tharp takes a big hit as he makes a catch at the 45.
Tharp, another one of those players kind of stepping up, filling in some big shoes, able to make the catch and hold on to the ball here as he takes the big hit. But again, another 5-yard gain for Danville.
And shout out Caleb Lucas, Josh Byers tuning in from Ashland University tonight as they sit in a redshirt season with the Eagles, who actually just beat IU Pennsylvania for the first time in program history yesterday. So kudos to the Eagles making history on a Thursday night show out. Low snap, Ridgway dives on the ball. Nearly a big crisis there averted by Ridgway. Nice attentiveness.
Yeah, you mentioned Ashland University Eagles there getting 2 big-time playmakers in Josh Byers and Caleb Lucas, who coming from a small school, I think is going to fit just fine at the D2 college level. AU coaching staff is definitely going to be excited using them and going into their redshirt freshman year and beyond from there.
There are a lot of great pieces, a lot of great players from our area here in the OH report that have made their way over to AU specifically for the football program, because you got those 2. You've got A.J. Bauer, the quarterback for Northmore last year. As we see Ridgway on 3rd down and long nearly go the distance, but he slides down just a bit shy.
Yeah, sliding down, it's not really something you see a lot at the high school level. Ridgway not wanting to take any unnecessary shots, especially this early in the season. There's no point in him taking any excessive hits. That's something that really doesn't get implemented in the quarterback game until college and even the pro level. You see a lot of the quarterbacks sliding, but Ridgway going down there with a 4th and 3 coming up. They're going to try to get this first down here to get the clock continuing to go with the 26-14 lead over Lucas right now.
Timeout Lucas, they've got 1 to go. Same with Danville. But back to that Ashland University talk. 2 Danville Blue Devils likely won't get time this year, but next year Look forward to seeing them out on the field for the Eagles. And A.J. Bauer with Northmore. Isaiah Ramsey is actually going to be a sophomore at Ashland, former Shelby star. Plenty of other names. I remember going through the AU roster a couple weeks ago just to see who all's there right now, but some of the other names not coming to mind right now. But we'll see a punt here from Danville on 4th down and 3. Lucas makes the stand. They get the timeout. Ridgway, one of the best punters in the KMAC. Looking to try and pin him inside the 10. They won't, just outside. It'll go to the 12. TMS Plus marketing 1st down as Lucas really, they need to get something here. If they don't, this game probably over.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Lucas coaching staff is doing over there on their sidelines. Again, they're trying to get something figured out because Danville's really had their number called this second half of the game. Able to make the stops that they needed to make, able to take control of the line of scrimmage, which I said was their keys to victory tonight. And they've really done just that this second half, and Lucas doesn't really have any answer for it.
Shotgun snap again for Cox, rolls to his left, running out of room, able to evade a couple of rushers. Mosher from behind makes the tackle. Ball came out, but he was down first. That would have been a scoop and score if it wasn't the case, though. But good defense from Danville as you see Mosher just chasing down the quarterback.
You see Mosher kind of showing off his speed there, just like his teammates, Cy and Briggs Wallace, showing them that, hey, I'm just as fast as these guys, able to make the play there and knock the ball out. Unfortunately, he was down already.
Well, the shotgun look, throw, hit as he catches it is Finello. Ridgway there for the stop, 3rd down.
Yeah, Ridgway coming up, making a stop there, showing a little excitement as he gets up. This Danville defense definitely got a lot of energy right now, a lot of excitement.
As does this Danville crowd that we're probably going to see get into it as Lucas starts his 3rd down play.
You know, just a minute 50 left in the game. The Danville crowd's going to start getting louder, going to start getting more excited. Going to really help push this team to victory tonight.
Cox takes the snap, rolls to the right now, threads a couple defenders, hit as he throws, incomplete. 4th down and 6 with 1:31 to go.
Yeah, a bit of a late rush there on Cox, but the Danville secondary able to have just good enough coverage to where he didn't really have anywhere to go. Thought he saw something over on the far sidelines, but Ridgway there to make the play and cause the incomplete pass.
So this is the ball game here for Lucas. They got 6 yards to the line to gain. Clock stopped at 1:31 after the incompletion. Blue Devils with a stop will get their first win at home on the year. And they'll stay above 500 as we've got Lucas's final timeout on the way. Want to make sure they have things right for the potential game-deciding play.
Yeah, just a minute and a half left in this game. This is where this 12th man for Danville is really going to come into play here. Kind of help push them all night long, but the last couple minutes of the game is always crucial, especially against Lucas. It's always a tough team to play against, where the crowd actually does affect the game a lot more than what people think it does.
So Danville defense and company talking things over here on 4th down. They know that this is the game right here. Checking my phone for any other updates on scores. Do not see any at the moment. But most games here in the state of Ohio wrapping up. Make sure to join us later tonight, 11:30 for Friday Night Pigskin. We'll recap all of our covered games, 13 of them tonight. As here we go, 4th down and 6. Cox, shotgun snap, throws deep down the field, running back to the football. The catch is made. Amschutz for the first down.
Looks like Aiden Mickley might have just slipped up there to allow Amschutz to get free. He does. He trips there right as Amschutz comes back towards the ball, able to make the play on it. The very rare deep pass from Lucas. but they're able to make it work on that.
Cox rolling out again, looking for somebody. He'll just decide to throw it away. He takes a shot at the end of the play.
Ridgway right there trying to make the interception on the ball, but was just out of reach for him.
Falls incomplete. Justice Tharp on the pressure for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's Justice Tharp, number 85 again. One of those younger guys that's really stepping up in a big way so far this season. Getting the quarterback hurry right there on that last play.
Kudos to Cox, though, able to throw it away and stop the clock. Looking rough for Lucas right now, 26-14. No timeouts left for them with 1:07 to go. They're going to have to go through the air pretty much the rest of the way, and that's certainly not their strong suit. Cox sits in the pocket, hit as he throws again, looking for and shuts. This one incomplete.
Good hard coverage there by Aiden Mickley, able to stick his hand there in between the hands of the receiver, able to knock the ball away for another incomplete pass, bringing up a 3rd and 10 for Lucas.
Loser will drop to 1-2. Winner heads up to 2-1. And the winner of this one going to have a real nice confidence boost going into conference play. Lucas throws down the field. There's another first down. Tim Daley runs back to the football this time. It won't go away just yet.
Yeah, Lucas really stepping away from their comfort zone here this drive. Going to try to get a quick play off here, and they're just going to spike it to stop the clock.
So, yeah, tackled inbounds, had to run back to the line of scrimmage. That's what you missed mid-replay there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Lucas 49.
Yeah, with 47 seconds left in the game. Lucas is going to try to take more shots downfield, hopefully closer towards the sidelines to get the ball stopped because they don't have any more timeouts left. They're going to have to rely on the sidelines to help them out here.
High snap. Cox dives on it.
Looks like just a mishandled snap there by Cox. Not sure if he was even ready for the ball.
Yeah, he was. Just kind of slipped off his hand.
Justice Tharp able to get his hands on Cox that play again.
Here's 3rd down and long. Another big hit on the throw, and this warrants a flag. We're going to see the look again next to OhioHealth, but Cox taking some big hits here late in this game.
Oh, looks like that's a holding. What I saw, the offensive lineman kind of trying to pull Landon King down by the jersey, which obviously you can't do that as an offensive lineman. And it looks like that's what's going to be the call here.
So it is kind of crazy to see that be the result of the flag, just with the shot that Cox took at the right after he released the football.
And that right there is just goes back to what I was saying about Ridgway sliding down, avoiding taking any unnecessary hits this early in the season. Cox has taken quite a few of them. Even though they only got 2, maybe 3 sacks tonight, he's taken a lot of big hits both offensively and defensively. He's definitely going to be sore in the morning. And another big sack here by Justice Tharp coming in off the right side of the defensive line.
He was unmanned as he went right at Cox, and with 13 seconds to go, the Blue Devils take over on offense. No timeouts left for Lucas, so just one knee, and this one will be over.
Huge miscue by the Lucas offensive line there. In this type of situation, you cannot leave a dangerous defender like Justice Tharp wide open like that to where he went in completely untouched, able to make the sack, and then that Lucas drive that started kind of looking like they were moving a little bit.
And for the first time here at the new and improved Tough Street Stadium, victory formation for the Danville Blue Devils. As this one, folks, is a final. Danville 26, Lucas 14. Danville scores all 26 of their points in the second half to take down the Cubs and move to 2-1 on the year. A perfect segue heading into KMAC play next week. Coming up, your MVP, final stats as well, live and free on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Before we get to our MVP interview here tonight, I want to take a second to thank our sponsors, bringing you this live and free coverage here from Danville High School on the OH Report. Thanks to Knox Public Health, committed to the health of the community by promoting healthy lifestyles, preventing illness, and protecting the community. Also, thank you to the Bottleneck Bar and Grill, family-owned and operated with locally sourced produce and cold drinks in a safe, clean, friendly place to be. Thanks also to OhioHealth. As the area's leading healthcare provider, OhioHealth is investing in a stronger, healthier community. Learn more at ohiohealth.com/Mansfield. Thanks also to TMS Plus digital marketing for local business. and Buckeye Horizon. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist. And tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Rural First, the leader in rural lending. Rural First can help you live closer to what matters. Great sponsors bringing us here to Danville. We'll be back plenty more times this season. Looking forward to seeing Cy Wallace join us upstairs for your MVP interview, brought to you by the Killbuck Savings Bank.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
Time now for your Killbuck Savings Bank Player of the Game. Cy Wallace joins us upstairs. 15 carries, 203 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Those 2 touchdowns, 52 and 56 yards. Just take me through those 2 plays. What opened up? What really helped your team get going in the second half?
We decided to kind of attack the inside, kind of go more of a gap scheme with our running, and my linemen were giving me enough of a crease, and once I see that, just go and try to make moves off of them, and it worked.
Yeah, it definitely did. So you guys put up 26 points in the second half.
Yeah.
It felt like Matt Bloom had to say something to you guys to really put up a fire. Take us into the locker room.
You know, we go in, at first, just players talking about what we need to do better and stuff, and coaches come out, and we just kind of make some small adjustments. They get the fire going in the locker room a little bit, and then just come out ready to go second half.
Yeah, well, it's great to see you back here, of course, for your sophomore season. It's a little different not having Aiden to kind of bounce off of, and there's been an adjustment period.
Yeah.
Just take me through that.
So making the adjustment, is just being like the guy most of the time, even with your body, just trying to get used to taking that load. But I think we're still navigating it, and we're going to figure it out. And, we saw it second half tonight. We were really clicking.
Yeah, absolutely. 26-14, the final over Lucas. Talk about the opponent. This is a team that you guys have played a lot.
Yeah.
I know not in your memory, and not playing them last year, but very respectable program.
Yeah, they did good. They're a physical team, big up front too. They played well, and especially in the first half, that first drive, they really kind of took control of the line of scrimmage there. But after that, I feel like we were able to kind of shut things down.
Absolutely, and then congratulations to you on the win. Go ahead and take a look into that camera. Give any shout-outs you want.
First off, just give all the glory to God. He gives me the ability and the work ethic to get out here and do the things that I do. Shout out to my family, shout out to the community and the coaches and just everyone making the field possible, and just,
2 games this year so far for Cy where he's gone over 180 yards rushing. The big one today with 2 touchdowns. Congratulations.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
This place means everything to us. This is where we come together. We do all of our birthdays out here. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs. We fish. I was about to give up. I was about to think that the property wasn't going to become mine. Rural First specializes in solving the problems. I made the call, and the rest is history. It was done. It made everything easy. Questions answered, walked me through the process. It was done. When I'm here, just feel peace. That's all it means to me. Peace.
Time now for your post-game show presented by Knox Public Health. Jonathon, Langdon, Payton, Colopy putting a bow on this broadcast. It felt like at first, the first quarter flew by in 18 minutes, I believe, in live time because of a really solid 10-minute drive out of Lucas where they took the lead 7-0. Didn't give it up until the second half. Payton, what happened in the locker room for Danville to really start clicking?
Yeah, I mean, Cy put it plainly. Guys went in. They made some adjustments amongst themselves with what they're seeing on the field, because players are always going to see stuff better than the coaches or even the coaches up in the press box. Made their own adjustments themselves. Coaches came out of their office, made their adjustments that they're seeing from the coaches up in the press box, kind of see Lucas's tendencies a little bit, able to make the right cues on defense. Coach Bloom able to get the boys fired up, able to get that offensive line really cooking in the second half. As you heard Cy give a lot of credit to them. Able to open up those holes for Cy, and we saw Chris Mosier even getting into the end zone there and open everything up for the Danville offense.
Just such a huge win considering how low things got after the loss against Utica last week. You know that week of practice starting this past Monday was brutal for these Blue Devils, but they fought through, got the win here 26-14, and you see where they're headed next. Danville, Mount Gilead plays every single KMAC team tough. They were much better than that 4-6 record that they had last year. That is a really, really tough first game in the league.
Yeah, Mount Gilead, kind of another one of those teams like Utica last week that they never really had much of a football program, but these last couple of years been able to figure something out over there in Morrow County, able to kind of get things moving in the right direction, get things clicking. They definitely got a big culture change there at Mount Gilead. So it's going to be another tough matchup for Danville going into the KMAC play throughout the season. But it'll be exciting to see where Mount Gilead's sitting at this year.
I just know that Coach Reed is just licking his chops right now, ready to game plan for this Danville Blue Devil team. He's going to be looking at the film probably tomorrow for Mount Gilead. Danville on that side of things, they're going to want to prepare for a real stout defense in Mount Gilead. For Lucas, this is where the schedule gets a little dicey because they're independent. They don't have a conference until next year when they join the N10. They play Van Loo. It's going to be an hour trip for Van Loo. Fortunately, it is a home game for the Cubs, but there are a couple more games this year where Lucas is going to have to travel if they want to play 10 full weeks of football.
Yeah, it's always hard being an independent team at the high school level because most of where Lucas is situated geographically, pretty much every team around them is a part of a conference, so they don't really have the ease of scheduling most of their season like other schools do because they have to travel further. They have to look for other independent schools. They have to travel out of state this year to Pennsylvania. It's something that you never really see at the D6, D7 level. That's more like the D1 kind of teams that travel out of state and do all the other big travel games. But Lucas able to make it work the last couple of years, being independent, you said over 10 years, able to figure something out to keep things rolling over there in Lucas.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. That'll do it for our coverage from Tough Street Stadium. Looking forward to being back later on. Of course, Week 4, Danville heads on the road. They'll be right back here. For Week 5, I believe they take on Northmore here at home in that Week 5 matchup. That'll do it for us, live and free on the OH Report. We'll see you next time. Make sure to tune in to the Pigskin tonight at 11:30. Nice little 3-hour and 15-minute broadcast. Good job, guys. Way to go.